guys and welcome. Today I'm going to show you how to make a noodle board out of pallet wood. So the first thing that I did was take apart my pallet wood, which was probably the hardest thing about this project. I had some help from my husband, and once we had accomplished dismantling the pallet wood pieces, I proceeded to cutting them to size. I used a couple different tools. I used a circular saw as well as a miter saw once the pieces were off the pallet wood. So here they are. I needed three more pieces cut, for one more for the base and then two for the sides. And I have measured out just to kind of show you how I was cutting them. I was cutting the ends with the nails, and then I popped the nails out with the hammer in the middle. I have been wanting to make this noodle board, the stovetop cover, for quite some time now, and my sister has inspired me. She has two different videos on her channel. If you want to check her out, Vesna TV. And I came across this pallet wood because I was looking for some pallet wood for a different project, and it was free, so I had picked up a bunch of pieces, so I had all of this pallet wood left over from the other project. So I thought, what a better time than now to make a noodle board. Once all my pieces were cut, I gave them a good sanding just to get rid of the split wood that was splitting, to avoid splinters, and some of it was kind of dirty and rough because it is pallet wood, so you just want to give that a good sanding, and I'm using my circular sander. If this is your first time stopping by, welcome. My name is Sonja, and this is my DIY channel where you will find DIYs like this, as well as trash to treasure makeovers, thrift store upcycles, and furniture makeovers, plus some dollar store DIY sprinkled in. So I hope you enjoy these type of videos, and if you do, please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't done so already, and your notification bell is on so you don't miss out any of my future uploads. And if you're feeling adventurous, make sure you head on over to my description box where you will find links to my other channels that I have. As you can see, the wood looks much better sanded, and now it's time to assemble it, and I'm going to flip the wood over to screw it in, and I'm using a screw gun to do so. Now I'm inside and I'm going to stain it, and I'm using the Old Masters gel stain in Spanish oak and a rag. I find that it is much easier to apply the stain with a rag and then just keep rubbing it in, and you want to go in the direction of the wood grain. And make sure you do all the sides that will be showing once you place it on top of your stovetop. That way you don't have any of that pine wood showing through. I wasn't quite done yet. I am applying a wet coat of any Sloan white or original and rubbing it off. I think this gave the wood a little bit of an age, maybe even whitewashed look. So here is a closer look, and I love how the white even got even more into the wood grain and the little cracks, and I love the way that looks. Next, I move on creating a design that I wanted to go on top, and I'm using my Cricut machine as well as white permanent vinyl to cut the design out. I am getting so much better in figuring out this machine and designing things, my own things, as well as stuff that the Cricut has to offer. I also have an Etsy shop where I have a link to some of the designs that I have created where you can purchase an SVG file if you would like. Another thing that I have gotten better at is weeding process, and this let me tell you, practice makes perfect. So just keep practicing and you will get there. I'm still far from being perfect, but definitely doing a better job than I did before. And I'm using a dollar store shelf liner as a transfer tape. I do find that this works just as good as the Cricut one. You might disagree, but for me, that's the way I feel. And transferring the piece of vinyl onto any surface, for me, it's almost just as satisfying as once you were done stenciling and removing the stencil. I feel like it's the ta-da moment. So what do you think? Does it deserve a ta-da moment? Now that it's on, I am just decided to go ahead and just cut the vinyl in the little sections where the wood meet. I think it will just look more natural than just sitting over top of it. And I'm just using a rotary cutter to cut, and then I push it down with the little spatula that came with my Cricut machine. Well, actually, I bought it as a tool set for the Cricut machine. And then once I am finished with that, I just apply a coat of Mod Podge over it just to seal it in. And once that dry, I am thinking, I did not do it yet, but I am thinking about just sealing the whole thing as well, just to keep it more protected from spills and things like that. I will probably use my new sealer that I picked up from Annie Sloan to do that. So what do you think? I absolutely love the way this turned out. I think it's going to prevent from all sorts of things falling into my stove when it's not being used. And it's also a great piece of decor. Since I had a whole bunch of wood pieces left over, I decided to create coasters for just more for decor than usage, but you can totally use them as well. So I am just cutting this last piece of pallet wood into, I think it gave me 6 equal parts. And And if you're planning on using it, I would apply either a coat of Mod Podge over them or some sort of a water-based sealer just to protect them. Then I use the same Old Masters gel stain in Spanish oak to stain them, but I am applying it with a brush just because I was at the very end of my stain and it was kind of hard to get it out with the rag. But I am rubbing it in and rubbing it off with a rag. Once all the sides were stained, I took my French stencil that I picked up at a local store and just stenciled on cafe using acrylic paint. And there's not necessarily a lot of drying time in between because the stain is rubbed in and it doesn't need that much time to dry before you apply the acrylic paint. Well, here they are. I really like the way they turned out. I think they look really cute and they're gonna look great on my tray, on my coffee table, in my family room. I hope you enjoy these DIYs. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not. And if you're returning, thank you so much for your continuing support. Let me know down in the comments if you enjoy the Pallet Wood DIYs. I have another one where I upcycled an IKEA table. I will link it at the end here. So until next time, hope you guys have a wonderful day and thank you so much for watching.